It's so wonderful to see you tonight. Welcome. Hello. Hi, Instagram. I'm Christy-Faith. It's so good to be with you tonight. Welcome. If you don't know who I am homeschool author, speaker, podcaster. My name is Christy-Faith. I've been in the educational field for over 20 years. We used to run an educational consulting firm and learning center in Los Angeles, and we used to teach and advise the children of A-listers and billionaires. So if you have any questions about homeschooling, about academics, I just got off in office hours where we were talking about high school transcripts. Please bring your questions to me tonight. Try to stump me. I don't mind being stumped. Try to stump me. If you are homeschool curious, please make yourself known. Hello, Yolanda. If you're homeschool curious, would you mind letting us know? I'm so glad you're here. This is the perfect place to be right now, because if you are contemplating pulling your kids out and starting homeschooling in January, please ask your questions right now and here in this live. I want you to know that I do have a free resource that's How to Homeschool Guide. It's 10 steps to starting your homeschool. That's a great place to start. It's completely free. So make sure to grab that resource if you're homeschool curious. If you are homeschooling in the first 5 years of your journey, please say hi or give me hearts and let me know what state you're in, how many of those beautiful kiddos you're homeschooling, and let me know how long you've been doing it. I also want to know what state you're in. I always love to keep track, and I also because I speak at conferences, I like to know where you live to see if I'm going to be coming near you in the future. Do we already have a question?
Hello.
Hi.
Over the Soul Duo over on Instagram. I love
Hi.
homeschooling my 7-year-old.
Awesome. Yay. I know 7-year-olds are so fun. I agree. It's a blast.
Yeah, she was saying I hung out with my friend and his kid, and his 10-year-old said sex jokes, and I was appalled and disgusted. I'm so blessed to be homeschooling and in California.
Yeah. Let's take a minute and talk about that. Oh yeah, we're often accused of not socializing our children, but what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of our big motivators for homeschooling is because of socialization. Did you know that 87% of peer-reviewed studies show that homeschoolers are healthier socially, emotionally, and psychologically? It's pretty significant, and it's hard to ignore what is going on in our schools nowadays. And I want to talk a minute about something that I talk about in my book. This is my book. It's called Homeschool Rising. It's also behind me. It looks like it's the right way on TikTok right now. And it's a concept that we talk about a lot in the homeschool space. And it's that we're not homeschooling to shelter our kids. Of course, that's not our only reason to homeschool. But we do want to keep our kids young and innocent as long as possible. And that's not necessarily sheltering. We talk about this concept called greenhousing, which I think is a really important concept. We all know about trauma, right? So think of a little baby tree and you're growing it from seed. When you start out, it's in a greenhouse and you are watering it and feeding it and taking care of it. But why? Why? For its future, so that later you can transplant that out into the elements and that it is a strong, beautiful tree. What happens though if we aren't greenhousing these beautiful little trees, right? The analogy is that these are our kids and we put them out in the elements too early and they have too many storms and too many traumas. They aren't as healthy. They don't grow up as strong or resilient. And that is kind of, I believe, a more accurate way to present what we are doing in homeschooling. I was at a party once and a woman had a little too much to drink and she came up to me and she goes, "So, Christy, how long are you going to be sheltering your kids?" And, she wasn't sober. So, of course, I didn't give her the heartfelt answer. I wasn't going to do that right there. She wasn't in a place to hear it. But you know what? It just shows you that society does kind of view that still. And we can do our best to try to educate them. But, it's kind of the arguments are on our side there with that piece. Hey, let me ask you guys, anybody a little bit scared to go into the holidays? Do you have family that maybe doesn't support your homeschooling, or if you're homeschool curious, you're worried about what your family's going to think when you tell them that you're considering this? Would you let me know in the comments if you're in that category? Because I have some encouraging words for you. Yeah.
Okay.
While I put my lotion on. My hands are dry.
We got Lisa. We've been homeschooling our 2 kids. Been great on year 5 from Washington.
Woohoo! Awesome. Hi, Lisa.
We've got Gwen from New Jersey. We've got Valentina.
Hi, Gwen from New Jersey.
Valentina homeschooling 2 boys, 10 and 8 from New Jersey also.
Oh, awesome. Look at you, Jersey girls.
Dr. RDZ literally started this September with my first in Texas.
Nice. Great.
Beach Love in Arizona, homeschooling 8 years, son is 16.
Oh, girl. Yeah.
Allie.
16. I love it. Yay. Can we give her some hearts? You know, a lot of people give up homeschooling in the later years, and I think they are the most important years to be homeschooling our kids. Man, you are a rock star. I'm so proud of you. Good job, Mama.
Allie, is in Texas homeschooling autistic son, and he's thriving. We're down 2 years so far, and he's 13.
Awesome. I love it. Look at these ladies. I'm amongst rock stars right now. I love it.
Janet, I'm homeschooling 3 of my kids, and I'm in California. The soul duo, wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome. I have him surfing before school, and I take him to work with me. I have to buy your book.
Oh, awesome. Yes. Sweet. And someone can check my book and let me know the price. If it's under $21, that's a good price. So go ahead and grab it. The list price is $27. That's too high. So grab it for, if you see it as $21 or less, then snag it. Just know that's a good price on Amazon Prime.
Josh says his wife and him homeschooled are 10, 5, and 3-month-old.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Lex Dumont, starting this year with my 5-year-old in Florida. Joanna,
beautiful. Oh!
I want to start, but don't know how to start because I have 2 kids and one of them has an IEP.
Yes. Oh, girl. Wait, who is that? Let's stop for a second.
Joanna.
What platform?
TikTok.
Joanna. Consider this your personal invite. I want to help you. So take a look at Thrive Homeschool Community. Because we can help you get started and we can help you navigate that IEP. And we support mamas in Thrive that have atypical learners with all sorts of diagnoses. And so I do not want you to feel alone at all. Please know that you have support. You guys, right now, Thrive Homeschool Community is where you get all of the training, support, and advising that you need to build a fail-safe homeschool that your kids will thank you for when they're older. We are a growth mindset girly place. Please check out the page. You'll know within 30 seconds if it's a fit for you. I probably have a lot of Thrive mamas on this live tonight. I just got off a day of office hours in Thrive tonight. We had an entire office hours dedicated to seasoned homeschool moms. That's for if you've been homeschooling 5 years or more. That's a Zoom where we support you. We talk about a lot of the problems that come up when you're homeschooling the older years, burnout and things like that. Please check out Thrive Homeschool Community. We're on Black Friday sale right now. It ends Friday. So if you've been a lurker and kind of peeking at Thrive and you think it could be good for you, now is the time to join because the prices go up on Friday. But do check that out, okay? Because I want to help you. Okay.
Kara.
Or just ask questions. I don't even feel pressure.
Kara on TikTok, 2nd generation homeschool mama of 3. That's awesome.
Oh, 2nd gen. Woo! Let's give her hearts. We love the 2nd gen homeschool mamas. Oh, man, I want to meet you.
We got,
which platform is she on?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Homeschooling 2 girlies in Portland, Oregon, 8 and 5.
Nice. Oh, wonderful. 2 girls in Portland, 8 and 5. What platform is she on?
TikTok.
Oh.
And Rebecca from Thrive says, highly recommend.
Oh, thanks, Rebecca.
Passion Pepper, I just came across she's on YouTube. I just came across your channel. So what are we talking about so I can be informed?
We are talking about homeschooling. That's what we're talking about. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer you. I am Christy-Faith. I should introduce myself. I'm Christy-Faith, author, speaker, podcaster. I've been in education for over 20 years. We used to run a boutique learning center and consulting firm in Los Angeles where we taught the kids of A-listers and billionaires. We helped kids get into Ivies. We did remediations. We had departments where we helped kiddos who struggle. We did test prep. We even ran a homeschool out of our center. So we have been doing this a very long time. I homeschooled other people's kids before my own. But truly where my heart is once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I saw it and I didn't want it for my kids. And boy, was it a big deal because our entire living was built around supporting the system. And actually our decision to homeschool, it led us to selling our very successful company and moving states so that I could become a stay-at-home mom homeschooling my kiddos. Back then, I didn't know that this was going to happen to me, that I was going to, blow up on TikTok and get a book deal and have a podcast and all of that. I was minding my own business, homeschooling my kiddos. And if you're a faith-based person, you'll understand this. I was like getting a little bored because I am an intellect. And I was just asking God, what do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? And the calling was pretty clear that I'm supposed to be encouraging and empowering homeschool families to take back the hearts and minds of your kiddos, to take back their hearts and minds. And that is what I do. And I will never shut up about it. So welcome. Welcome if you're a newcomer. And please do introduce yourself. I want to know what stage of homeschooling you're in. So this could be homeschool curious, 5 years and under, veteran seasoned, battled homeschool mom, in the trenches. I would like to know what stage you are in and where you are from because I do speak. I travel and speak. And so if I'm coming to one of your states, I want to be able to meet you. And I want you to know that I'll be coming and then you can come and then we'll hug when I come.
Jillian over on YouTube.
That's my new Jillian.
That's right.
I love my Jillian. I now have a Jillian. And wait, what platform?
She's on YouTube.
Yes.
She said, I just joined Thrive. I love it already. It's everything.
Oh.
Anybody else want to change curriculum every other week?
Yeah. We'll get you out of that, Julian, I promise.
Oh,
yeah.
And Graceland Cooper, same Jillian, so I guess Graceland's a part.
Okay, where's Graceland?
She's on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. Yes. Yay. And I got caught up on all of my DMs and my welcomes as of, I want to say 5:30 tonight. And so if you've joined Thrive after 5:30 or DM'd me after 5:30, you'll probably get an answer in the morning. Because just before this, I was on office hours. And then now I'm here with you guys. And then after this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go hug my kiddos. Because right after I got off the office hours and came down to the studio to do this, my littlest was like, she just crashed into me and gave me this huge hug. And she's so sweet. She's been working on a poem and she wanted to meet it. Did she read you her new poem? It's expanded it. It was really cute. She's so stinking adorable. Okay.
Love Yourself and Meditate on TikTok. I homeschool my second grader and kinder. I am 3 years in, but
Woo!
Still feel like a newbie.
Oh my goodness, no.
California.
Oh yeah, girl. Okay, look at my free resources and see what's going to help you. So I have curriculum recommendations. I have a homeschool wellness check where it's like you check in the 10 key areas of your homeschool. Oh, and you know what I love for you guys to take on my lives? I have a 5-minute homeschool style finder. A lot of times if we're not happy with our homeschooling and it's not going as we thought it was going to be, it's often because you're using the wrong curriculum and you don't know your homeschool philosophy. The fancy word is you don't know your educational pedagogy. And I have a 5-minute free quiz, right? If you click my face on whatever platform you're on, you just click my face and you'll see 5-minute homeschool style finder. Go and take the quiz and then come back to this live and tell me your results. I love doing this. I do this every live because it's so fun. And it usually nails you. The feedback I get is that it's pretty darn accurate, but something you need to know. Most homeschool curricula aligns with a pedagogy, okay? So you can buy a classical curriculum, you can buy a Charlotte Mason curriculum, you can buy a unit study curriculum, you can buy a Waldorf-inspired curriculum, right? So if you are really Waldorfy and then you buy a traditional, like you're just replicating school at home curriculum, you're not going to be happy. You're going to hate it and you're going to be miserable. And I never want you miserable. My heart is that homeschooling is life-giving for you too. So please take that 5-minute quiz right now and then come back and tell me what you came out as. It's free. It's free.
Miss Lisby, I have a high school on Instagram. I have a high schooler in California. We belong to a PSP
Yes.
and want to know how I can make sure he's on track for graduation.
Yes.
Also, grading and record-keeping resources, please and thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So we can help you in Thrive. We have master classes on this, on transcript. We also have office hours for teens, where it's all of us moms who are homeschooling teens and homeschooling high school. And this is what we talk about. We also have a guest masterclass speaker coming in January who is going to talk exactly about this, how to make sure your transcripts are on the up and up so that if your kid does want to go to college, they can. And so all of that are resources that I offer in Thrive Homeschool Community. So please check it out. It's you'll know within 30 seconds if Thrive Homeschool Community is for you or not. We're definitely a place where we are serious about homeschooling, but not serious about ourselves, right? So we really want to be the best homeschoolers possible. It's been described to me, and I've started using the term, it's where you go, and it's like starting a master's degree in homeschooling, where, we're going deep. We're going into growth mindset, into pedagogies. We're going through the nuts and bolts of parenting. We are problem solving. We're talking about special needs and strategies and this book to read and that book to read. So Thrive is a place where you can join and find like-minded mothers who are really wanting to build an absolutely fantastic homeschool. So if that describes you at all, please check out the page because we're on Black Friday sale right now. We aren't a go on sale type of community. So the next time we're going on sale I can tell you right now, is late spring. So now kind of is the time. Prices are going to go up on Friday. So, and let me know if you're interested in Thrive in the chat, because I probably have Thrive members in here, because I always announce in Thrive when I'm going live, because I like my friends to keep me company. And so there's probably some mamas who are in Thrive who are on this live right now that can also answer questions, so that I can also answer homeschooling questions, which is why I'm here. Yes.
Okay, we've got a lot of good questions. We're going to do our best to
All right.
Valentina on Instagram. In an Eastern European community, the expectations in homeschooling is to excel beyond the expected grade level. That's interesting. There's a lot of bragging. My oldest 10-year-old is not one of those kids. How do you navigate that?
You exit it. But of course, this is your community, right? But that was kind of tongue in cheek for me saying that. I think you're in a predicament, and I really understand where you're coming from. Although where we had our center was not culturally a cohesive pressure cooker, it certainly was an achievement pressure cooker. Lots of comparison, lots of angling and pride and bragging and things like that. And I think that of course you don't want to leave your community, right? So finding the tools to be able to navigate it in a healthy way, which I'm sure you're already doing, is the key. And also mentally getting off the hamster wheel. Like, you don't buy it. I can tell you don't buy it, right? You're kind of like bragging. I kind of am. Like, even if your kid is a savant, like, we don't lead with that. Like, you come off as really insecure. So I think just kindly being really emotionally and mentally strong with it, and just deciding what you are going to say in certain situations ahead of time. And we talk about this a lot in Thrive Homeschool Community, and I have a podcast episode that came out today regarding navigating difficult family situations over the holidays and people that are going to be questioning your homeschooling, or maybe naysayers are in the room. So that is a really great episode. It's an hour long. I didn't cut it at all because it was just so good. So if you are in a position where you get a lot of questioning about your homeschooling or criticism, please listen to that episode. It dropped today. All right, question.
Sunset Beach Love, looking forward to checking out Thrive. We are starting to navigate recruiting and NCAA. So
yes,
sports family.
Yeah. Yep.
The Soul Duo, thank you so much for working hard and making this your life for us. You help me so much.
Oh, who is that?
That's the Soul Duo.
Who's the Soul Duo? Are they in Thrive?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
That's sweet.
Photographer from Maine homeschooler here. We have been doing this for 6 years.
Awesome. Are you part of your state org in Maine? What platform is this person on?
Insta.
Yeah, let me know if you're involved in your state org in Maine. I would love to know.
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
2 years into homeschooling in California, partnering with a homeschool charter, no in-person classes required. Your thoughts on charters that allow 100% home study?
Okay, so this is California? Yeah, California is tricky. And I know that what I find that a lot of homeschoolers do is they end up in California, they end up kind of bopping around their PSPs till they find one that's kind of a fit. But I'm also, I'm going to be honest, a lot of people find freedom in leaving the charters and the PSPs because sometimes they can be so confining.
Yeah.
Did I answer her question?
I think so.
Okay.
Lex DeMont.
If I ever didn't answer your question fully, just put back in the chat a clarifying question again. It's just so many are coming in and I want to hit on everybody.
On TikTok, Lex DeMont, do you ever discuss tips or books for picky eaters?
No, I don't. But I can speak to sensory issues and things like that could be going on underneath it. But no, I am not a nutritional expert and I am not an OT that can speak directly on picky eating.
Jillian, just did the style finder. I'm unit study, interest-led, eclectic.
Unit study, interest-led, and eclectic. That's awesome. I love it.
Jennifer Edwards, classical, interest-led, charme.
Classical, interest-led, charme. Oh, how fun. Awesome.
Sensory Mama, how do you know when your schoolwork is too easy? My 5-6-year-old boys complete school in 30 minutes. Does that mean it's too easy? Not sure what should be a day. Yeah, 5 and 6-year-olds, it might be. It might be too easy. I'd be curious what you're doing, what curriculum you're using, because I generally know most of the curriculum out there. I know where it lands on the scale of academic rigor. And what subjects you're doing, what literature you're reading, what picture books you're doing. So I would need more information. But yeah, if they're breezing through it and it's super easy, we do want, one of the benefits of homeschooling, I talk about this in my book. I talk about how education is a train. The educational system is a train and it just doesn't stop, right? So some kids are just fine on the train. Some kids get left behind. The benefit of homeschooling is when we have unique learners, no matter how they are unique. They could be a gifted learner. They could be a learner with a diagnosis of some sort. We have the ability to fine-tune their learning. And this just came up on tonight's office hours because we were talking about gifted students. And
we were talking about how it's really important to make sure they're challenged, because if everything is easy for a gifted learner, they don't get to exercise those muscles of failure and the muscles of effort. And that can backfire, because remember, we are educating the whole child. Sure, we want their minds filled with the right information, but we have to combine that social emotional piece. We want them resilient. We want them to handle failure really well. We don't want them fragile. So what can happen with gifted learners is that they're not accustomed to effort and failing. And really, we need to get them there. We need to have them practice those things while they're with us. It sounds weird. Like, Christy, are you saying like push them till they fail? Or I'm saying push them till you find something they don't know and they have to learn it. And then, because we want them to know what effort feels like. It's tricky. So if you have a unique learner, it's really hard to advise on a live with unique learning profiles. This is where we talk about specific things in Thrive on our office hours and also in our DMs. You can DM me and the mentors in Thrive, and this is the exact type of stuff that we get to the bottom of.
Chris, on YouTube, how much should I expect to spend per year for homeschool?
So I believe the latest data is between $800 and $1,200 per year per child. That's the latest data. You can homeschool for free. You can homeschool with a library, a couch, and a pencil. But that is the national average if you're asking. Yeah.
Back over to TikTok.
Yes, hi.
Rosie.
Hi,
My
Rosie.
child wants to start being homeschooled next year, 6th grade. I'm lost. Start where? He's very gifted and smart, and I'm worried I won't be able to give him enough.
Yes. Okay, well, first off, you will be able to give him enough, because what people don't realize about homeschooling in the later years is it's all about the sourcing. It's the materials that we are providing. We are not teaching AP physics, people. I mean, unless you're a scientist and you want to. I'm not. So we source really, really well to give our kids exactly what they need in the ways that they need it. So one, I just want to lay that out there right there. Do not have that fear. I understand why you have it. We all did when we were first starting. So I want you to grab my free 23-page How to Homeschool guide. Would you please grab that right now? It's 23 pages. It goes through the 10 steps on how to homeschool. I also have a free curriculum recommendations list. It's curriculum that I think is reputable, that if you chose any one of those things on the list, you would be giving your kid a good education. And I have that list. So not all curriculum is good, okay? I will be the first to say it. So grab my list of curriculum recommendations. And then if you're really, really serious about starting, please look at Thrive. Look at the informational page on my website about Thrive. I have a program in there called the Fail-Safe Homeschool Setup. It's 8 modules. It goes through all of the logistics of setting up and planning your homeschool, how to stay legal, how to plan your year, how to plan your weeks, your days, how to source your curriculum. I give you a method for sourcing your curriculum. We go through it all, and it's 8 modules, and it is in Thrive Homeschool Community. So check that out, and go to the page right now and just check it out to see if it's a fit for you. If you are considering homeschooling though, and you're on this live right now, it probably is a fit for you. Okay.
My life set apart. It may sound crazy, but how do we stop fearing that they are not getting everything they need?
Yes, I know, right? So they're like asking questions that, okay, so the other program I have in Thrive, I'm sorry I keep talking about Thrive, is called the 8-Step Homeschool Success Framework. That is 8 steps that help you reframe your mind. It's almost like a deschooling framework where I go over I even have a module in there that is, am I doing enough? And am I doing the right things? I have an entire workshop just on that question because everyone is worried. We are all worried about it. So I encourage you to just check that out and see if it's a fit for you. But yes, to answer your question specifically, is it requires a significant amount of deschooling. So I have a deschooling chapter in my book. It's the second to the last chapter. That is a great resource to go to. I get you on the road to it. And it's part of the 8-step homeschool success framework. But here's the thing, is that my approach is to, rather than just tell you not to feel all these things, I am a believer in confidence is found in competence. Confidence is found in training. So that's why I say Thrive is like starting a master's degree in homeschooling, because when I can train you, I am deschooling you, and you will be transformed into a confident homeschooler. We all have those days where we worry, but I have a lot fewer of those days. And I don't want you homeschooling in fear and worried if you're not doing enough or you're not doing the right things, or will the kid end up this way, or will they not get into college and all. I don't want you to homeschool that way. No, because you don't have to. So deschooling is the direct answer to that. Deschooling.
My set apart life. We all need to join Thrive, I think.
Is she already in Thrive?
I don't know.
Okay.
But Rosie says, where is that list? Is it in your bio?
Yeah. If you click my face, it directly goes. The first thing I show you are all of these free offerings. It's a 23-page ebook, How to Homeschool Guide, all of my curriculum recommendations. I think that's the second one down. All these things are free. Thrive is not. But the How to Homeschool Guide ebook and the curriculum recommendations are free. And the Style Finder is free. You'll go there. You'll see.
We've got Puma 3. I'm teaching my kid differential equations and linear algebra.
Nice. And I'm like teaching him, what? Says the mom who doesn't teach math past 4th grade. And I don't have to. See, I have the confidence to say publicly to all the world that me, a homeschool mom, I don't like to teach math past 4th grade. And guess what? I don't have to. And I'm still a homeschooler. And I'm still giving my kids an amazing education because I source really well.
Miss Lisby.
Yes. Let me take a sip.
Instagram. What would you do if your child doesn't want to leave the co-op because they've made friends, but I feel like I'm not getting much support on the homeschool planning front? Advice.
Oh, okay. I understand that. Well, one, I mean, if your kid is really connected in that co-op, then I don't know you. I don't know your particular situation, but it sounds like your kid is happy. If your kid is happy, I definitely would consider staying and then try to find your community and your support elsewhere. So check out Thrive. It's moms only. It's mom support. So you'll know when you first visit the informational page if it's a fit for you, if you need it.
Who may ask, why
Yes.
isn't Thrive free?
It can't be. Do you know how stinking expensive it is to run Thrive? Was that a real question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I offer you my podcast for free. I offer, I think, 6 or 7 freebies that I have written for free. I make pennies whenever I sell this because this was done with a publisher. So, yeah. I've been in education for over 20 years. And if you want access to me and my expertise on a deeper level, you have to pay for it. That's why.
What do you think of Veritas Press curriculum?
Veritas. So Veritas is classical. It's one of the oldies, highly respected in the community. And I think they have curriculum and they also have self-paced classes. And I think they are also doing live online courses. But it is one of those true blue classical programs. If you are not a classical homeschooler, it's probably not a fit because it is classical.
Brittany Brown says she's got bills too.
Yeah.
That's true. We got bills.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah. I know. I think people magically think that like podcasts just appear, and they don't realize that every platform we're on, we have to pay for. We have to pay for all of our editors. We have to pay for, it's okay.
What do you think of Veritas Press curriculum?
You just asked that, and I answered it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
How do you feel about co-ops, and how do we find one?
Okay. So I love co-ops. I think they're great, and I think you should find one. Co-ops are in-person community. They're often defined as co-ops because they are the parents coming together to put on the programming in some way, shape, or form. Unlike a micro school or a hybrid school or a collaborative or other drop-off programs or things like that, enrichment programs where you drop your homeschool kid off for a day or two a week, co-ops, generally speaking, are categorized as those groups in which the parents are expected to be there all day and participate. I love them, and I love the parent involvement. I've done both. I've done drop-off programs and I've done co-ops. And of course, we want our kiddos to have friends. We want them to have fellow homeschooling friends. And co-ops are a great way to do it. So go for it.
HSLDA is a good resource to find co-ops.
Yeah, they have a search function on their website. Yep. You're also, can I just add something?
Yeah.
And probably even more updated than HSLDA is your state org. Every state has a homeschool organization, and they are the people who are advocating for homeschoolers in your state. Like, they are the ones that are on Capitol Hill, in the legislature. They are fighting for your homeschooling rights, but also the state orgs are where you go for all the up-to-date local information. Usually the state orgs also have a Facebook page or group that you can probably join for free. So, HSLDA is like a nationwide organization. So I think you'll probably get more accurate co-op information locally through your state org. And probably through Facebook with the state org.
How would we find that state info?
If you just Google search they could go to Homeschool Freedom. Yeah, can someone put that in the chat? Homeschool Freedom. They have a map on their website. You click your state and then it links you to your state org. And you have all their contact information there. Yes.
Okay, here we go. KL or KI on TikTok. What about parents that really shouldn't be homeschooling? I have a cousin who is homeschooling her daughter, and I can't guarantee it's not quality education, if education at all. Is there any oversight?
Okay, so do you know about how much? Okay, let's see. How do I answer this? I think it's really important that we approach. If you are not currently a homeschooler and you don't know much about homeschooling, I think it's important to approach it with humility. There are 9 different pedagogies for education. There is Waldorf. There is unschooling. She might be an unschooler, by the way. There is classical education. There's Charlotte Mason education. There's Montessori. There's unit study. There's traditional. So the other thing why I say we need to approach our judgment of others with humility, and I mentioned this last night on the live, someone on Facebook had a similar question, and that is, families have their right to privacy, and we don't know if there is a learning disability or issue with a particular child that maybe they're not comfortable sharing with you. And we need to approach this with humility, and we are very quick to feel that homeschoolers need oversight. But here's the thing about it, is there actually is no data to warrant that we do need oversight, because our statistics are freaking killer. They are amazing. We are outscoring traditionally schooled kids, both public and private, like not by a little. We are outscoring academically. We are healthier psychologically, emotionally, and socially healthier. So I would say that first is that just be really careful because you don't know that particular family's situation. So because I'm on this side of things, and I am an academic myself, I just want you to know that. But because I am on this side of things and I counsel so many women on how to homeschool their child with special needs because the schools were failing their children, it breaks my heart when outsiders who have no clue about that particular child's learning profile, to judge the curricular activities of the homeschool family. Now, do I think, so there's that, okay? If you're still here, you may have left already because you might not like what I'm saying. So here's the side you're going to like me right now. I do think there is educational neglect. I do think it exists. I also think the public school system is doing a lot of it too. So educational neglect happens everywhere, okay? Abuse happens everywhere because there are bad people. So the question is, ultimately, is presumptive guilt. So you're actually begging the question of, do we give homeschoolers, or do we judge them by presumptive guilt? Meaning, we assume they are going to be wrongdoers, therefore they need to be regulated. And we need to be very careful because that's pretty un-American and pretty unconstitutional to take that stance. But not everyone is a constitutionalist and not everyone does believe in freedom. But this girl here, this one here on this side of the screen, I do believe in parents' rights. I do believe in constitutional rights. And so I believe that parents have the right to educate their kids as they see fit. I hold a balance with that because I also believe that children deserve the right to an education. Okay, I want every child to be able to read and things like that. Of course I do, right? That's what Thrive is all about, for us to give our kids the best education possible. So I understand where you're coming from. And I'm very curious what type and style of homeschooler this person is. Here's the other thing. In chapter 1 of my book, one of the first things I say is not everyone can homeschool, but I also say not everyone should, okay? But just because not everyone should, does that mean that the freedoms of everybody else need to be taken away? Because you know what? There's teachers in our school system that have no right being teachers as well. So do we, yank all freedoms, So we just got to be careful. I feel like there's a little bit of a double standard when the homeschooling discussion is on the table, where the school system is never scrutinized, but homeschoolers often are. And it's a little bit of a double standard. Okay, I can go on that. Yep.
Brittany, okay, struggling to keep on a routine and actually do our schooling. Both kids are 6 and reading great.
Oh, twins. Yeah. Okay, or maybe one's adopted. Awesome. What's her struggle?
Oh, she just says struggling to keep a routine. And actually do our schooling. Both kids are 6 and reading.
Okay, awesome. Well, one, they're 6. And I'm glad they're on track with their reading. That's awesome. And twins. I love that. Twins. And they are twins. Okay.
And she works from home.
Okay, and you work from home. Awesome.
Or work in homeschool. Yep.
Yeah, work in homeschool. Okay. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, I'd love to get to know you. We have a working moms mastermind in Thrive.
And twins.
And we have twins. Scott and I have twins. My middle are twins. So, you know what? Here's what I will say. It's the lesson I've had to learn the hard way. And I'm saying this as an ADHD girl, twice exceptional girl myself, I will fully admit. I have trouble staying on routine. So I do best as the parent when I have structure. My kids do as well. Christy, what does that structure look like? Well, actually, I have my clipboard right here. That happens to be here because I also homeschool at this desk. My son sits there, who's a teenager. But schedule. There's margin in here. But this is my column. This is kid 1, kid 2, kid 3, kid 4. You can see the check marks. This is what we have done today. And this column is where mommy is. See, I even have Pilates class. So they also know where I am. So if I'm teaching my youngest, if I'm in a reading lesson with her, they know where I am, because also interrupting is kind of an issue that we've had in our house, interrupting other kiddos' lessons. And so that has worked for me, and I just try to be really vigilant with my own schedule, because the kids do so much better when I am more organized, right, babe? And I'm more on schedule. And I'm not the only one in the house with ADHD that struggles. I get distracted. I get excited about things. I get inspired, all of these things. And then all of a sudden I realize it's 4:00 and I haven't checked school, which I'm looking at one of the children and I'm not seeing check marks. I guess we'll catch up tomorrow. So yeah, one of the children actually was not checked. I know work was done, but not checked. Okay.
She says,
grace with myself. I had 2 office hours today.
I'm that one, nurse. Do you work from home? My kids are 14 months and 3.
I do work from home. Yeah. 14 months and 3. Love it. People weren't into my presumptive guilt. Okay. Guess not.
Oh, thoughts on how to navigate AI in our homeschooling?
Yeah. Embrace it. Embrace it. So here's the awesome thing about homeschooling. It's really harder for our kids to cheat. So embrace the AI, have your kids learn how to do AI, but also cut off the freaking internet when they are learning how to write. We got to make sure our kids know how to write and communicate really well. And if you can't be in the room hovering over them to make sure they're not going on ChatGPT, get those controls on the internet. That's something that we have, is with Scott's phone, with an app, he can shut off computers and iPads access to the internet. And because we are committed to making sure our kids know how to write and speak.
Yeah.
So, and otherwise we really do embrace AI. I mean, we have to. Part of what we're doing here is we have an opportunity to better prepare our kids for a future job market. The jobs our kids are going to have in 10 years, we can't even fathom what jobs. So when we think about technology, rather than being scared of it or, I think that we need to, in a healthy way, make sure our kids are equipped and educated in technology so that they, can be of value on the job market later.
Aaron Davis from Thrive. I love how
Hi,
Thrive
Aaron.
is a judgment-free group and we all help each other.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you were listening earlier, Aaron, but a woman was struggling because her community is like a braggy. There's never been an instance where actually there was one time where I was a little bit uncomfortable with a bragging situation, but that was taken care of very quickly. We don't really brag and Thrive. We're too busy crying.
Sonny, triplet mom here, 2nd year of full-time homeschool. I watch all your reels on IG.
Oh, awesome. Triplets. I love it. I remember when I was a classroom teacher, there was one year where I had such a cool group of triplets. It was 2 boys and a girl, and I just have the fondest memories. I love
Brittany, advice, and we're gonna wrap soon, but advice for handwriting for 6-year-olds, my regular and or cursive.
Is she asking to do manuscript or cursive? Which one?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you guys want me to talk about the pluses and minuses of teaching your kiddo cursive from the start or manuscript from the start? Or do you have a kiddo who's struggling with motor skills and you're not quite sure what to do? I'll just wait for while we're waiting for that.
My set apart life. I joined Thrive.
Yay! Awesome. I can't wait to meet you. I'll message you tomorrow though, because after this live, I need to go hug my babies. It's been a long day. But you'll get a notification in Thrive I think it's going to say you have a message from the host. And then if you click on that, you'll be able to reply to me. Yay, I can't wait to meet you. Awesome. If you have questions about Thrive Homeschool Community, we're not going to be on that much longer, so ask now. It's on Black Friday sale, 50% off. So now is the time. If you've been poking around and you're not sure, ask a question now. Go to that website, go to the web page. It really has, that web page explains exactly what we do. It is a community where you're basically starting your master's degree in homeschooling, and you're going to find like-minded growth mindset parents who want to be amazing homeschoolers. That is what we do. We equip you, we train you, we give you healthy community, and we do that in all sorts of ways. So if you are feeling a little bit insecure, you're scared to start, maybe you've been homeschooling a little bit and things aren't going as you expected, or you're worried, am I doing the right things? All of those, any worries that you have, we help with that. If you have a child with special needs, we help you with that. If you are feeling homeschool burnout, we help you with that. So it truly is where you get all of the advising, the training, and community that you need to be a successful homeschooler. So yes.
And where do they find the link for that?
The link for that is if you click my face. On any platform that you're on, you click my face, and then you'll find the page for Thrive Homeschool Community. It's on my website. All the information is there.
Where would you start when teaching writing? Is that on your sources page too? Do you upload
Yes.
the lives?
Yeah, I think the lives, are they on replay somewhere? I think they're on replay on YouTube. Yeah, they are replayed on YouTube. What was the first question though? Yes,
Writing.
so
Where would you start?
Yeah, so I have a download for curriculum recommendations, and writing is on there. So download that, and it will give you reputable curricula to start with for writing.
Okay.
Yes.
Our dog Teddy, we're gonna get to you, but Brittany, they write letters but not pretty, and I just hate doing it. When do I introduce cursive?
Okay, so if there are so I so wish you were in Thrive because in January we're starting a special needs Zoom, and the woman who's doing that with me is an OT, and she'd be able to ask you very specific questions. But if you feel like there's something going on with the writing, there is pretty valid arguments for starting kiddos with cursive. Cursive is easier. It flows better. There aren't as many stops and starts. There are no reversals. There's no BD reversals. Also, spacing is a lot easier for the kids because the words are connected. You know how when kids are writing in manuscript and sometimes the letters are too far apart and you can't tell if that word ended and the new word started because the spacing was too wide in the word? Often that can be eliminated with starting in cursive. So I had a kiddo whose motor skills were not there. Writing in manuscript was really, really bad for everybody. We moved to cursive and things got a lot better. So I would recommend maybe looking into that. That could be something. Also, I need to do my due diligence as an educational expert. Also in my mind is I need to make sure that you're still looking for maybe some motor skill issues. If you were in Thrive, I'd be asking you deeper questions, trying to get at if I felt like you need an OT consult or not. So that is still, I don't know you, but that is in the back of my mind. And I want to make sure that I communicate that to you on the live tonight, that just switching to cursive may not fix everything. There may be an underlying issue that needs to be addressed with occupational therapy. Yes.
Our dog Teddy, graduating senior, sending college apps.
Woo!
Now, so nervous, thinking she will not have as good of a chance.
Oh my goodness, she's going to have a better chance. Colleges are recruiting homeschoolers. Be encouraged. And I'm so proud of you. Can we give her hugs? Look at this. Look how far you made it. You're amazing. What an accomplishment, you guys, when you homeschool your kiddo and they graduate from your homeschool. Like, is there anything more beautiful? I just love it.
JJ, MJ, I saw that in the lifetime option, you only pay once.
Yes.
Every year, do you get a one-on-one?
No, you get one-on-one you have to use it within the first year. Yeah, but that lifetime is you literally only pay once. You never have to worry about recurring payments.
Chris Bods, how do you balance work and homeschool? There is not enough time in a day. How do you do it?
I know.
I work from home and I don't know how to balance that without burning out.
I know. Girl, that's why we started the Working Moms Mastermind in Thrive. We meet once a month and we're like, how are you doing this? How am I doing this? But actually, we really encourage one another. And there are some tricks. There really are some tricks. To be in that group, you have to be working over 20 hours a week and be a significant breadwinner, meaning like if you didn't work, things would go south. So because we're all kind of feeling the pressure, we know that we need to be working. So we have a group for you if you want to look at Thrive. We'd love to have you there. And we have a forum in there where we're talking about all the challenges that we're dealing with. You know, the reality is we have to source our curriculum a little bit differently. Often we need our spouses to support more on several fronts. There's lots of things that can be done to make it easier. And depending on your particular situation, a lot of times, especially if you have a flexible job, it is possible. It is. It's even more possible as your kids get older and the homeschooling is less demanding on you.
With that lifetime option,
yes.
You get 50% off one-on-one consultation.
Oh, thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, so regarding the lifetime option for Thrive, the person was saying, do you get that free one-on-one every year? No, you get the free one-on-one in your first year, but all the lifetime members, they get half off any future consultations as well, which is a pretty good deal. And that's with either me or Marnie. Okay. So, we're good?
Good.
Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for spending time with me tonight. I'm going to go hug my babies, collapse on the couch. Make sure to check out Thrive. It's on Black Friday sale right now. If you are homeschooling and breathing, go to that page and check it out. And make sure to grab my free resources on my website. It ends Friday at midnight. It will be over. So check it out now. Make your decision sooner than later. Okay, guys? And it's not for everybody. No pressure. But you'll know if it's for you right away when you go to that page. Okay? I love you guys so much. Have a good night. Bye.